I'll often comment throughout my career in the media about entrepreneurship, particularly technology companies, and every so often, there is a lesson for all entrepreneurs, and it's worth exploring. Let's look at Apple's recent announcement and now launch of Apple Intelligence. I'm not here to review the technology itself like I have in the past about its merits and shortcomings, only to say I'm using it, it has promise, it's early days, and the nights are long. I want to talk about Apple's decision to partner with OpenAI to integrate ChatGPT, its wildly successful LLM chatbot. ChatGPT showed the world at the end of 2022 a glimpse of machines understanding human context, and things were never the same before. But the decision to partner is the lesson. What do I mean by that? Apple didn't have its own large language model like OpenAI, Google, and others. Apple could not lose critical pace with the market, and this is the key point. Android phones and other devices were quickly going to have an LLM chatbot feature. So Apple needed to partner with someone to keep pace with the market. In fact, iPhone would have materially lost pace in the market without this move to Apple Intelligence, and that short-term benefactor is OpenAI. Here's a prediction. Apple's relationship with OpenAI is, in my view, short-term, as you can certainly believe Apple is quietly training a large language model of its own. Apple needs to control its own future, so at some point we'll drop OpenAI. In fact, this is not new. Remember Intel chips and the transition to Apple Silicon? Same thing. Apple needed Intel as they didn't have the chip design or manufacturing capability, but then slowly built this up and eventually exited Intel. What is more profound here, though, is the criticality of Apple's decision. Without Apple Intelligence, iPhone would have seen a massive reduction in sales. And here is the lesson. All entrepreneurs from small product companies all the way up to Apple should always be thinking about how they serve their customers best and assessing the question of survival and relevance in the market. Complacency here can make companies vanish into oblivion. Remember Nokia? Who thinks about them now? Apple is always watching its competitors, industry's availability of what's possible, and the product roadmap progression to deliver and compete for the very best customer experience and capability in the market. The bridge here was partnering. Both short and long-term partnering is a strategic capability for any size firm, not a pivot. Many entrepreneurs can get their products and services out to market quicker with partners. Sometimes we is smarter than me. As a relevant side note, in the search space today, we're already seeing Google Search, Bing, and now OpenAI's search service with integrated LLM chatbot services. Search is now about to feel human. And Microsoft saw the need to compete with Google, so they did a deal with OpenAI. See a pattern? AI is an exciting space which I'm hugely enjoying from the perspective of an entrepreneur, a teacher, and customer sides. Interesting insight. At a macro level, we will see at least a 10x development in progress across AI by the end of 2025, and it is going to be a wild journey. I talked about this point at a recent TED presentation. Once it's published, I'll make a video about this and what people can expect and prepare for. But don't worry, it's an optimistic story about AI and humanity. I hope you found this insightful, and just to say it means a lot to the channel, myself, and the team if you subscribe so you don't miss out on future videos.